Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. Start off with Thomas and Paris because about this. Here's the thing. I've heard that Thomas has a very sketchy past. He's done some, well, he's been known for doing some things that has been, over the top and, extreme, to sit there and say the least. But I gotta sit there and say, what he did tonight was just like, damn, bro. I mean, listen, I may not like Zendaya, because he comes across as pretentious, insecure, pretentious. But with that being said, you know, he trusted you to be around this girl. You know, she's staying in your apartment and he's trying not to lose his cool. And let's just be honest for a minute. I can understand. I mean, yeah, you gotta sit there and have a level of trust. Obviously. But that doesn't mean that you gotta sit and ignore your feelings as well. And he has not been okay with them living together since day one. And so Thomas just, at first when Paris gets inside, Paris is like, this is not looking like a little cozy meal. This is looking like a date. Thomas is like, it's whatever. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to come across like a certain way. Let me just leave and whatever. But Paris is like, what? Listen, you went through all this trouble. We must sit there and eat. So you start eating. They're talking. And Thomas, at this point, he starts laying the groundwork. The compliments, the over-the-top admiration for her. I mean, he's been doing that since day one. But here's the thing: when he starts into this thing, you changed the way I view things. You always give me a smile. You light up the room. Paris is like, yeah, I kind of thought this was a little bit obvious, but you do know I'm seeing someone, right? Like, as in your cousin. Remember that guy? Yeah. So, she reminds him that she's still seeing Zendaya. Nothing's changed. Like, slow your roll. And at that point, Thomas is like, he tries to skirt around a little bit, like, no, but he just keeps pushing. And the look on Paris' face, the whole eye twitching, head, hand on the forehead, it's just like, and this guy literally shoots a shot. He's like, hey, listen, I want to sit there and tell you how I feel. I know you with him, but I want to tell you this now before, I lose you, before you leave or I leave, Just want to tell you how I feel. And I'm just like, so you've been sitting there talking to your cousin, sitting there saying, hey, nah, it's cool, I respect you. I'm very happy for y'all two. I respect your two relationship. The minute after a couple of days that she's staying with you, and you just go right behind his back and try to shoot your shot with his girl. Okay? So when Carter comes in and talks to Zendaya and is like, hey, I'm pretty sure that she has plans, because he was like, yo, listen, where is she at? And Carter's like, she has plans, she's planning on, having, a little dinner or whatever, or dinner with Thomas. And you can see the look on his face like, I'm sorry, what? You want to say that again? Because I had a long day. You can tell him look in his face like he wanted to say something. Carter's like, yeah, that's cool, right? Zendaya's like, no, that's fine. It's cool. Just they have their little dinner or whatever. It's just no big deal. And this is when Carter is like, yo, listen, all I'm gonna sit there and say is, despite the whole Zoe thing, we still boys. With that being said, you need to keep your eyes open. As in, you need to sit there and watch your back when it comes to us Thomas. And, he takes his one-on advisement, but, back and forth, I think this is before or after, I can't remember. But he's like, that's good that they're spending time together, she's a positive influence on him. As a matter of fact, I want them to spend more time. Carter's like, I'm sorry, what? You sure you want to say that? And Zendaya's like, no. But I mean, okay, maybe not that, but I'm cool. It's no big deal. Even though he wasn't cool from the beginning, and that's before, Thomas started laying the groundwork in. But yeah, it leaves off with it ends off with him sitting there shooting a shot and her just looking as uncomfortable as possible. I'm not gonna lie, when she was like, just to let you know, I do have a boyfriend. Like I'm still seeing her. And when she said she had a boyfriend, I was like, you ever just watch something like that, or just something like that in real life, and it's just this really awkward and uncomfortable feeling, like if you close your eyes long enough, you could just reappear somewhere else. That's what it was like watching that scene. Now, let's get into the whole Finn Thomas. 1 second. Yeah, okay. Let's get into the whole Finn and Jack thing. So, last episode, he reveals that, he's his father. And then we get into this episode, it's like, okay, so we're going to get to the aftermath, right? We're going to get right into it. Nope. We wait 9 minutes. Waited 9 minutes. Because at this point, they're just playing riddles. The mother's like, oh, well, he's a lot closer than you think. Like, we could sit there and set that up for you so you can meet your bio dad. And, Finn's like, that's great. Well, you have a location on him? You know where he's at? And, I think she was like, he's a lot more closer than you think. Or one of those two was like, he's a lot more closer than you think. It's like, okay. All right, so, Sophie's like, okay, cool. So he lives in the LA area, right? Like, we could drive, like, what's good? And then Jack tells him that, he's his dad. In some ways, I want to admire his honesty, because I'm not saying that he comes across as a scumbag as far as this is concerned, because, I mean, he did cheat on your wife, so there's that. But, he did sit there and say, he was honest. He was like, I didn't want to sit there and lose my wife. I didn't want to lose that relationship. I didn't want to lose you. So I kept my mouth shut. And all that is, well, being a coward. Okay? All that is being a coward. And then he was all like, oh, well, I did it to sit there and protect you. And, at this point, Finn is just pissed. He's like, yo, you hurt mom like that? You lied to me all my life? Are you kidding me? But, Jack tries to explain why he did what he did. And he's all like, oh, Sheila was bad news. And, I did it to protect y'all. I mean, in the beginning, I did it to protect me. I was like, it seems like you're still trying to protect yourself. But, okay, bro. You got the floor. And it was just... Here's the thing. The sad thing is that it's not even so much that he doesn't show any sort of remorse. It's just like, yeah, I lied to your whole life, but, I didn't want to sit there and, ruin my perfect marriage and my great marriage with this amazing, beautiful woman that's a doctor and a great son. I didn't want to mess that up, by being honest with you and taking the brunt of your anger, and owning up to my mistakes. No, I didn't want to do all that. I just figured I'd just keep lying to you guys, because, I didn't want the status quo to change. I mean, it's just something about the fact, just the way he explains it, it's just like, I'm not saying you're a sociopath, but, like, you're something. I mean, obviously, coward comes to mind. Protecting yourself, protecting your feelings, the hell with their feelings. Let them just live their lives in this fairy tale. And you just knew the entire time. I almost felt like this man, if certain circumstances did not come into play, he was going to carry that to his grave. Or maybe when he was like on his deathbed, like, hey, by the way, I'm your son. Just figured I'd tell you that because, you know, it's been a long time and I'm about to kind of kick the bucket anyway. So I know I'm sitting there like joking around like that, but I feel like that is something that he would do. He would wait until he's on his damn deathbed to sit there and be like, yeah, I know it's kind of tough, but, you know, I really want you to forgive me. And that's what he said, too. He was like, I know this is really bad and it's kind of sudden, but, you know, I'm hoping that you can forgive me. Bro, it's been less than a half an hour that you told him this. You lied to him in his entire life, and you just want to skip past all that. You just want to skip past the anger, the hurt, the resentment that he's going to feel for you. No, you just want to skip past all that. Man, I just hope you can forgive me one day. You know, I don't know if I said this in this review or if I said this in... No, I said this in Days. There's a saying that a lot of people like to say. You know, when somebody acts a little kind of odd or whatever, it's like, you know, he just moves kind of differently than us. You know, he just moves a little bit differently than us. That's how Jack is. Jack is the type of person that will do something, crash a car, crash into your car, whatever. And then be like, yeah, I know it kind of sucks, but I kind of got to go to work. Can we do all this like paperwork and calling the cops and stuff like that a little bit after? I mean, I really got to get my job and, you know, spend some time with my family, but I will call you. Like, just skip past all that. That's how Jack is. You know, for a minute, I almost felt like technically there was 3 scenes, because I'm just there thinking, like, did I miss something? But I did talk about the Carter and the Zendaya stuff. I did talk about Thomas practically just stabbing him in the back and kind of, you know, making moves on his girlfriend. Of course, talked about Jack. I say that because it was like, I felt like I forgot something, but I couldn't think of what it was. And for a minute, I mean, if you kind of really look at it, the whole Carter and Zendaya, Paris, Thomas, it's really all kind of one scene. I mean, I know it's broken up, but it just seems like there's that story that's going on, and then there's Jack and his stuff that's going on. Anyway, I think that's pretty much about it. If I missed anything, please write it down in the comment section below. Be safe this weekend. I hope everyone has a great and safe weekend, because it is the Wild West out there. And, yeah, I want to thank everyone for watching. It's really interesting, you know, just like looking at the numbers and stuff like that. Because I even though I was being really hard on Jack, because I still think he's a coward, actually have a lot of fun doing these. And sometimes I can't sit there and tell which review I actually have more fun doing. And maybe sometimes I think it's this one, because not that I'm not heavily invested in the characters, but I haven't been watching the show as long. So I'm still kind of new to, you know, as far as like what's going on. If I make a mistake, it's like, alright, I just kind of made a little boo-boo. On GH, it's like I've been watching that for years, so don't screw up. Also, I mean, the numbers are higher on GH, so it's a little bit kind of more, not necessarily I don't set my bar high for each review, but, I don't know, I feel like I have a little more wiggle room with this show, because it's less characters also, so it's more easier to kind of, you know, watch and then review. And also, to tell you the truth, it just feels like it's less pressure for some odd reason. And this depression I put on myself, not, you know, from anyone else. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be safe. Have a great, amazing, and safe weekend. And I will see you in the next video.